as a street child. After the death of his parents and siblings, Bugembe faced life all alone. He was mistreated by those that had earlier on promised to help him. With no shoes, one yellow shirt and a pair of shorts, Bugembe left home and decided to face the world alone. As of today, Pastor Wilson Bugembe is one of the best gospel artists in East Africa. From grass to grace, the singing pastor is indeed Uganda's gospel shining light. His life is a clear testimony. His breakthrough song was Jagala Kumanya. The song sold out and received massive airplay on both radio and TV stations. At this stage, however, the gospel music fans were not yet so familiar with the person behind this life-inspiring hit. From Jagala Kumanya, Pastor Bugembe proved that he had come to stay when he released yet another song titled Komaweka. These two sold out highly and was followed by other inspirational and social awakening hits. When you try to analyze Pastor Bugembe's projects, your conclusions will be far from the genuine reality. The fact is, Pastor Bugembe is simply unpredictable. Unlike the majority of gospel artists who only sing worship and inspirational songs, the pastor does the same, but goes a step further and adds a lot of spice in his projects. His songs inform, inspire, counsel, educate, entertain, and also manifest God's manifestation of talent. Even on a bad day, Pastor Bugembe's songs just have a way of wearing a long-lasting smile on your face.
Wacha mchezo uba matabagaja gaje nja kugamba stop chuka genda baka bwaise.
Nakukolantia mwami ekitanda byebubi nakugamba chisebo ekinakukyusa endowooza.
Once a Blue 3 member, now a solo artist, Cinderella Sanu is in her late 20s and was born and raised in Bale district in eastern Uganda to the late Mr. Muyonjo and Mrs. Angela Muyonjo on the 28th of August 1985. She has 4 sisters and 2 brothers. She started singing when she was 6 in church and in school.
This is NTV.
Essaawa ya NTV Akawuungeezi nkwaniriza nnyo munaffe. N'olwaleero tulina amawulire mangi nnyo ddala era mu ngeri y'okukusunirako abadde yeeyita pasita akwatiddwa mu bubbi bwa bodaboda n'atunula ebiwekete. Toseguka kubanga oluvannyuma lw'emitwe gino emikulu mu gaaleero amawulire ngenda kubanga kuwa mu bujjuvu. Abafojjisi baweze nga bwe bazzeemu enkuŋŋaana zaabwe olw'ekawempe poliisi erulinnyeemu eggere. Alipoota ku bonna basome etteeka ku basomesa ba gavumenti abasomesa mu masomero ag'obwannannyini lijja. Obubbi bwa bodaboda eyeeyita pasita akwatiddwa, poliisi eyise ababulwako pikipiki. Okukyusa mu mateeka g'omupiira, liigi ya Uganda si yakutandika. Nziramu okukwaniriza nate nze Hatmana Lugwa Sekaya. Wadenga abafogisi bategezeza bannamawulire ncha ya leero nga babazzemu ebyobufuzi byabwe naddala nga bagenda mu bantu olukuŋŋaana lwe babadde basoose okukuba ekawempe lugudde butaka. Munyagwa yezobye ne poliisi so nga banna abalala bagaaniddwa okuva mu mmotoka zaabwe wadde okusembera okumpi n'ekifo we babadde balina okukuba olukuŋŋaana luno ekya Kawempe Growers. Munyagwa nga bulijjo talemye kwekola busolosolo. Kinajjukirwa nti poliisi olunaku lw'eggulo yavuddeyo netegeeza nga bwetagenda kukkiriza nkuŋŋaana za kikanga kino ng'egamba nti abatujju bayinza okuzikozesa ne bakuba Uganda awabi. Dini Lubowa Sava yabadde ewa Munyaga era kabituwe mu bujjuvu.
Oluvannyuma lw'ekiseera ekiwerako nga poliisi ekayanya Mathias Mpuuga ne Munyagwa obutabakkiriza kwogerera we babadde balina okuba olukuŋŋaana.
They say that they should come up with an alternative, but can you come at this last moment? We are saying, I told him that I should go to my office. I told him that from here, go and talk to the people in your office.
Munyagwa akkiriza okugenda ku kitebe ky'eggombolola wabula bw'atuuse mu kkubo n'abuuka mu mmotoka n'atandika okugenda nga bw'annyonnyola abantu ensonga lwaki bamuganya okwogera gye bali.
Njagala mbategeeze tubadde n'eraale ku Growers egenda okwogera ku bino. Poliisi n'egiriwamu eggere teyagala Besigye Munyagwa nalukwago kuteekuba lukiiko mu Kawempe.
Era Munyagwa alabise nga amameme gabadde gamukuba era obwedde atambula alinda ku banna abalala ab'omukago guno ogwa FGC be batakkiriza kweyongerayo kyokka bw'alabye tabalaba kwe kutandika okunyumiza abantu nga Besigye ne Lukwago bwe bagenda okumwegattako mu maaso awo.
Essaawa eno Dr. Besigye ajja olwaleero Dr. bw'atuuka wano olukuŋŋaana tugenda lukuwali masaŋŋanzira twagala poliisi ejje zawule emipiira.
Bakira obwedde alina akagambo kakozesa eri poliisi nga bw'ali ku home ground era teri agenda kumukwatako.
Eyo poliisi abaagala bankwateko wano. Nze nyina okuba olukuŋŋaana mbatwage mbajjonyole ekigenda mu maaso. Nava kwogera eri abantu olinda atiisatiisa abaliko abatabitegeera.
Asobodde okutambula n'atuuka ku kitebe ky'eggombolola naye ng'ali yekka era ab'omukago guno ogwa FGC we baakomye teri yategeddewo. Poliisi ku mulundi guno emukwasizza buntubulamu temukubyemu kagubalagala wabula yeekoze obungodiiro okulemesa poliisi ebadde eyagala okumutwala ewaka bwe bw'atyo bw'alabye embeera eneetera okugaga n'asalawo okuyomba mu luzungu.
He was telling me that I'm not supposed to talk to my people in my constituency. The mayor of Kawempe, Munyagwa Mubaraka, and he's talking from
Oluvannyuma lwa Meya Munyagwa okulemererwa okuba olukuŋŋaana lwe yabadde ayise ku kisaawe kya Growers, poliisi bw'emulemesezza ezze emuwerekera paka okutuuka lwatuuse ku kitebe kya division y'e Kawempe nga kakati weekyamukuumidde paka okutuusa obudde bw'eneesalawo okumuleka adde ewuwe. Dini Lubowa Sava, NTV Akawuungeezi.
Webale nnyo Sava era ebyo bibadde Kawempe. Gavumenti eneetera okuvaayo n'engeri y'okukangavulamu abasomesa b'omu masomero ga gavumenti ate abasomesa ne mu masomero g'obwannannyini. Okusinziira kwa alipoota gye tulabyeko, Minisita w'ebyenjigiriza gy'afulumizza abasomesa bamala ebiseera bingi nga batawuka mu kye bayita part timing okukakkana nga tebabimalidde ku kye balina kukola. Mu birala, abazadde abatwala abaana mu masomero nga tebannasumuka mu myaka waliwo etteeka erijja mu maaso awo erigenda okulagira emyaka omwana kwalina okutandikira okusoma. Kinajjukirwa nti juzi omuliro lwe gwatta abaana mu St. Leo's School e Masaka abasinga okufa mwali mu baana n'ab'emyaka 4.
Okubala abayizi n'abasomesa kwakolebwa nga 27 omwezi ogw'okutaano omwaka guno. Minisitule y'ebyenjigiriza egamba nti ezudde nga bwe waliwo amasomero 478 agayingiza abaana omutwalo gumu mu 125 aba senior 1 abafuna obubonero 29 n'okudda waggulu. Abaana bano baakugenda mu maaso n'okusoma naye amasomero agabawa ebifo gagenda kubulirizibwako kubanga obubonero obukkirizibwa mu tteeka buli 28 okutuuka ku 4 mu masomo oba subjects enye ezikolebwa mu primary.
There is a financial constraint. It is a reality that we are faced with. We cannot chase them out of school because we will be violating their right. But we are going to go back to the nitty-gritty of our policy of taking on those learners that are prescribed by the policy.
Kizuuse nti abasomesa mu masomero ga gavumenti nga 165 basomesa mu masomero g'obwannannyini mu ngeri eyakazibwako erya part-time ekivaako abasomesa obutawaayo ebiseera bimala eri baana. Minisitule eyagala etuule n'abasomesa bano basalewo oba baagala kusigala mu masomero ga gavumenti oba ag'obwannannyini.
Abakulu mu kitongole ky'ebyenjigiriza Director Basic Education and Secondary Education n'abalala bajja kukola okwebuzibwako investigations.
Okutwaliza wamu abayizi abali mu bonna basome wa secondary bali 75,000 mu 1,867. Abalenzi be basingako obungi. Amasomero ga gavumenti 921 galinako abaana 46,000 mu 1,960. Ag'obwannannyini galinako 28,000 mu 997. Obuwumbi bwa siringi 97 ze zeetaagisa ku bayizi bano nga totaddeko bali mu matendekero ga bya mikono. Mu mbalirira ya 2012-13 gavumenti yawaayo obuwumbi 89 n'obukadde 9 ku bayizi bano, ekitegeeza nti minisitule ejja kwetaaga obuwumbi obulala 7 n'obukadde 6. Mu byenjigiriza ebirala gye bujjako abazadde baakulagirwa etteeka erijja emyaka kwe balina okutwalira abaana mu masomero ag'ebisulo.
So what we are going to look into also is a matter of the responsibility of the part of the parents. Why take a minor of 3 years to stay at school? What will be the work of the parent?
Abamu ku baana abafiira mu Lire Masaka ogwakwata ekisulo kya Lewis Primary School balina emyaka 4 gyokka.
Poliisi eriko omusajja eyeeyita pasita gwekutte ng'emulanga kwenyigira mu bubbi bwa pikipiki. Kigambibwa nti David Muzenze abadde aliko baakolagana nabo ne bamubira pikipiki ezikola gwa bodaboda oluvannyuma ye n'azigula. Kino wadde ng'omusajja ono akyegaanye, poliisi egamba nti si gwe mulundi ogusoose ng'abantu bamwemulugunyako.
Biondo Kenneth Henry alumiriza Muzinze David eyeeyita pasita ng'abeera mu zooni ya Mulimira ekyebando nga bwe yamutuma pikipiki 2 era n'azimuleetera mbu nga pasita amusuubiza okumuwa ennyumba. Agambibwa nti Biondo obweyamu buno yabutuukiriza n'abba pikipiki kyokka pasita n'atamusasula.
Teyampa sente. Teyampa. Era bwe mbadde mukubiranga essimu ng'ayomba buyombi.
Wabula ye Muzinze David eyeeyita pasita yeeganye eky'okumusuubiza ennyumba.
Oyinza okuleka amayumba go gonna ku piki z'obubbi amaka galiko n'amapangisa. Omuntu otudde piki z'obubbi bino n'ennyumba z'amapangisa nko ziri n'edduuka n'omuwono piki z'obubbi bbiri kisobola.
Akulira poliisi y'ekira Robert Walugembe ategeezezza nga pasita ono bwe baakamuleeta emirundi egiwerako olwakubba pikipiki.
Pasita si gwe mundi ogusoose okubeera wano gwe mundi gwakubiri era nga gwekwasaako kugula pikipiki enkadde oba kubba pikipiki enkadde. Twamukutte era akonfesinze nti ye agula pikipiki enkadde. Wonna w'ogisanga kaseeba ng'erina logubuku oba nga terina logubuku.
Walugembe asabye abaabulwako pikipiki zaabwe beeyune mangu poliisi eno okwekebejja mu ze balina.
Pikipiki zibula okusinga bajaji bokisa.
Eyeeyita pasita ne gwe yatuma okubba pikipiki poliisi eteekateeka kubatwala mu mbuga z'amateeka bavunaanibwe.
Abasuubuzi abakolera ku kizimbe ekimanyiddwa nga Qualisel wali okumpi n'ekisaawe ky'e Nakivubo bakeeredde mu nnaku olwaleero oluvannyuma lwa KCCA okuggalawo ekizimbe kino mu matulutulu ga leero. Entabo evudde ku bukyafu aba KCCA bwe bagamba nti bubadde bususse ng'amazzi amakyafu gabadde gatuuse n'okwanjaalira mu luguudo.
Bwe batyo abasuubuzi ku kizimbe kya Qualisel ku paaka ya bbaasi z'Abaganda basigadde nga basobeddwa olw'ebizimbe bino okuggalwa. Bano baakedde ku makyanga bulijjo okugenda okukola naye ne kibabuukako we baasanze nga bisibe. Abasirikale ba KCCA ebizimbe bino baabigadde mu matulutulu ng'entabo evudde ku bukyafu. Azuuliddwa kazambi akulukuta okuva mu bizimbe bino byombi ng'atuuka mu kkubo kibadde kikyafuwaza nnyo ekitundu kino.
olaba bazimuguddewo ekyokukola saa 8 obudde bwe buti otekolanga pyera ofuma ng'owasigadde senzime gyatukuba bukulu
obukyafu bususse wano senga batuyamba abasite kanso batukolera ku kintu ekyo kijja kubeera bulungi naye abasabaze omukusaano atukane kubona ddeeri nga alaba ekisusse wano neyewala n'okulinnya baasi oba tuli bakyafu.
KCCA akawungeezi k'eggulo yalabudde bannannyini bizimbe bino nga bwe balina okukyusa mu mbeera eno mu bwangu oba si kyo baakuggalwa. Omusawo w'ebyobulamu mu KCCA Dr. Lule John ategeezezza nga bw'atagenda kukkiriza mbeera eno mu kibuga wakati teyinza okuviirako abantu abamu okulwala obulwadde bwa kolera.
Ekizimbe kino kiggalwe okutuuka nga bamaze okutereeza siweje eno kubanga siweje egenda mu abantu bayinza okufa mu kibuga ne batandika okufa kolera ebiddukano by'omusaayi naye nga biva mu kizimbe kino. So tusazeewo tusooke tukiggale okutuuka nga bamaze okutereeza emidimo gyabwe egitwala kazambi.
Kizuuliddwa ng'ebizimbe bino we birina kaabuyonjo nnya zokka ezitasobola kwanirira abantu abakoleramu ssaako n'abo ababyetoolodde abali eyo nga mu 1000. KCCA etegeeza nga bwetagenda kuggulawo bizimbe bino okuggyako nga bannyini byo bamaze okutereeza payipu ezifulumiza obukyafu mu kkubo. Kinajjukirwa nti gye buvuddeko KCCA eyagalawo ekizimbe kya Energy Center lwa nsonga za bukyafu okutuusa lwe beetereza.
Webale nnyo munaffe neggulira eryo tukomekereza ekitundu kyaffe ekisooka. Tovaawo komawo n'ekitundu ekyokubiri nga mulimu amawulire amalala mangi omuli ne gano. Okusima amafuta ab'obutonde bw'ensi balabudde ku kizibu ekyolekedde ebyobulambuzi. Ekirwadde ky'okunyeenya omutwe abakulu nabo kibatabaala.
Your Saturday afternoons just got better on NTV with Exposed. Saturday afternoons just got better on NTV with Exposed. Join Cats and the Platinum DJs as they bring you some mad DJ skills and crazy video mixes. Saturday afternoons just got better on NTV with Exposed. Join Cats and the Platinum DJs as they bring you some mad DJ skills and crazy video mixes.
You're now rocking with the best. Catch us every Saturday as we live. We'll take you through an experience you'll never forget.
Remember to call in with your music requests and also get a chance to win some incredible goodies. That's every Saturday from 1:30 p.m. only on NTV, the station that digs your music.
You done make me fall in love. Second time round. I'll roll up. Put it down on me, put it down on me. Fire flame. I'll roll up. Put it down on me, put it down on me. Fire flame. Fire flame spit. G6 like a G6. I think I'm Big Meech. I don't see nobody. I don't see nobody. It's the cataract. Lucini pouring from the sky. Let's get rich. What? You can see a man's face, but you can't see his heart. I am Wale, Oluba. We be in the party like we own that bar. Tease me, tease me, tease me, tease me, baby.
Ideally, we all have the right to express our opinions and views truthfully and openly. Ideally, we all have the right to express our opinions. Ideally, we all have the right to express our opinions and views truthfully and openly.
Atele long tugenda katongole mbukasam.
Kampala bwerere. Mwansomu. The bus. The discussion is still going on in the bus.
Tulino kugumira challenges ezimu gwe tuba tulino goba abatembeyi. Mwami Lukwago agumaga abatembeyi mugende.
Never. No.
Mbadde ndala kunyonyola omukulu. Mbadde ndala kunyonyola omwami yagambye nti Meya Lukwago ye meya omutuufu.
Gavumenti ekutte Lukwago emunyigira mu nsonga takyekyusa.
Welcome back to Minibus. Kyogereko.
Singa omusajja abankwana nga njagala sifa ku kya ssente. Wabula nfa ku mbeera ye yisa.
Alimba ono.
This is Minibus. Kyogereko.
And forever, he does not change. And he does not change. And those who strive with you shall perish. I pray that which who has been fighting you will look at you. Fina! God doesn't like how He wants believers. He does not change.
Okyali ku NTV Akawuungeezi. Abakulira ebifo omukuumirwa ebisolo balabudde nti singa tewateekebwawo nkola egobererwa okusobola okukuuma obutonde bw'ensi mu bifo ewasimibwa amafuta ebyobulambuzi byandisaanawo gye bujja. Bano babadde mu kakiiko ka Parliament akavunaanyizibwa ku butonde bw'ensi n'obugagga obw'ensibo gye babadde bagenze okulungamya ku mateeka agali mu bubage mu Parliament agakwata ku by'amafuta ga Uganda. Jingo Francis n'ebisingawo.
Okusinziira ku kitongole ekirabirira ebyobulambuzi mu ggwanga ekya Uganda Wildlife Authority, ebitundu 7 ku buli 100 ebirimu amafuta bisangibwa mu bifo omukuumirwa ebisolo era nga bye bisinga okusikiriza ebyobulambuzi mu ggwanga. Bwe twogereranga ebyobulambuzi mu ggwanga biyingiza obukadde 8 obwa $, zino nga zibalirwamu obuwumbi 2,000. Abakugu bagamba nti okusima amafuta mu bifo nga bino kutaataaganya ebisolo n'ebinyonyi, era singa amakampuni agasima amafuta galemererwa okukozesa ebyuma ebituufu, ebisolo biyinza okusaanawo oba okubiddukamu.
Kiraga nti ebintu ebyo biri very important, ate twetaaga okubikuuma bulungi nnyo, especially nga waliyo kati kintu kino ekipya kyakukola okuyiga amafuta okuva mu national parks. Mu bbiri omwo twetaaga okulaba ntino conservation y'ebisolo ebyo ebeerawo okweyongera ne bwanga oil exploration naye ebeerawo.
Banyonyodde akakiiko akavunaanyizibwa ku bugagga obw'ensibo nti ebifo ebirinaanye Rwenzori, Bwindi wasangibwa amazike, Maction Falls, Queen Elizabeth, Kibale National Park, bino byonna nga biri mu lwannanda lw'amafuta byandisaanawo singa gavumenti yeesuulirayo gwa Nagamba.
If we don't handle the operations properly, for sure, Maxon Falls will not be there tomorrow.
Birine amaka gaabwe mu park ebiriyo ebibeera buli nnaku. Kakati bwe bw'ogendayo n'okola oil exploration kitegeeza nti otabudde amaga gaabwe byetaaga okutambula okunoonya emmere, byetaaga kutambula okunoonya amazzi, byetaaga kutambula okunoonya wegenda kuzaalira. So kati ebyo byonna tuteekwa kubiteekinga into consideration. Ate ekyo kikosa tourism kubanga ebisolo biba abantu bakyabirabira babirabira bulijjo.
Abakugu bagamba nti okujugumira kw'ettaka okubaawo nga basima amafuta kuleetera ebisolo okwekanga, so nga ate omukka oguva mu ddagala erikozesebwa guyinza okutta ebimu ku bisolo bino. Bawadde gavumenti amagezi nti erina okuwaliriza amakampuni agasima amafuta gabenga gakozesa ebyuma ebiyinza okuziyiza embeera eno, okusima amafuta kubenga kukolebwa nga n'ebisolo byeyagalirako bulungi.
The developers, the oil companies are going to force us to do something that's not going to be environmentally friendly. Then the government needs to support us behind, plus the parliament, I say I think this is not the right thing for us to do.
You stand your ground, let us know, we will support you.
We shall always do that.
Yes, don't die under the pressure of doing wrong things.
Baagala gavumenti ebongera obuwumbi buna zinonga za kulondoola by'amafuta songa n'ekitongole kya NEMA kyetaaga obuwumbi 8 nabo okulaba nga balondoola ensima y'amafuta okulaba nga tegakusa butonde bwa nsi. Jingo Francis, NTV Akawuungeezi.
Banadipi bawanyisiganyiza ebisongovu olwaleero bwe babadde mu kamyufu ak'okulondamu aneesimbawo okuvuganya ku kifo kya ssentebe w'eggombolola y'e Busimbi okunaatera okubaawo. Poliisi eyitiddwa bukubirire okubaziyiza okugwangana mu Malaka nga bino bibadde mu kabuga k'e Busuubizi mu disitulikiti ey'e Mityana.
Soka muwulirize banna. Soka tumuwulirize. Ekikulu bamunaako kubanga temuwulirize. Tuyinza okulonda bino mulondera ne bibeera.
Kansala w'abakyala ku ggombolola y'e Busimbi era nga Munadipi Lukurwe Masitula Nambatya yatandise olutalo luno bw'alinnye mu kyoto ng'awakanya kya Siraaje Sekamatte okwesimbawo. Nambatya agamba nti Siraaje wa kibiina kya Jema era Bakira akalambira nga bw'alina n'ebbaluwa okuva ku kitebe kya DP e Kampala eyimiriza okulonda kuno.
Tetujja kuvuganya muntu ava mu kibiina kirala y'ensonga lwaki tulese okwemulugunya ne tuwaaba okuva mu kitebe paka ku electoral commission nti atuvuganya si wa kibiina kyaffe avuganye ng'ali mu kibiina kye ekya Jema kubanga ne tribunal tuzirese alayira n'afuna oath mu kooti nga wa Jema naye ng'otiyiye okulonda kwe muliko muli ku nsonga kuyisa mitendera mituufu.
Kyokka ate bannadipi abalala babaddewo ebya Nambatya babiise byanjwanjwa ne bamwewerera n'okumuggyamu obwesige nga bagamba nti kirabika waliwo abamuguze atabangule akamyufu kano.
Ate nakati era atutunda naye atutunze naye nga ffe twagala Siraaje yajjo twagala ye yajjo tukiikirira ng'abaddiriki.
Poliisi eyitiddwa bukubirire okuziyiza embeera obutasajjuka era Nambatya alabye guli gutyo ne yeemulula mpolampola n'avaawo. Okulonda oluvannyuma kugenze mu maaso era okukakkana nga Siraaje Sekamatte banna okubadde Lule Vincent, Fred Nnyonyi Ntono ne Paulo Kavuma abawangudde.
Atuleetedde amabaluwa agataliiko sitampu tukuba amabeere mu kyoto batwale eri tubakoye ne mu DP tukoyo tutunda ffe tetujja kuyingiza nga bayeekera mu DP.
Ekirwadde kya kinyenyamutwe kibadde kyogerwako nnyo ng'ekikwata abaana naye nga kati n'abantu abakulu mu bitundu ebisinza okukosebwa batandise okusatira oluvannyuma lw'okulaba abamu ku bannaabwe nga bafunye obubonero bw'obulwadde buno. Weewaawo abamu balowooza nti ensimbu embeera yaabwe eragira ddala nti balina obubonero bwe bumu n'abaana abalina obulwadde bw'okunyenya omutwe. N'olwaleero Irene Namyalo kagende mu maaso n'okututuusaako ebikwatagana n'ekirwadde kino.
Ng'abantu abakulu obweraliikirivu bubadde bali ku ngeri yakulabiriramu baana baabwe abaakwatibwa n'abayinza okukwatibwa ekirwadde kya kinyenyamutwe bannaabwe abatandise okufuna obubonero obw'ekika ekyo batandise okubeewanisa emitima. Agnes Odochi ng'aweza egy'obukulu 35 ng'oggyeko kuba ng'omwana we alina ekirwadde ekimunyenyesa omutwe naye yennyini agamba obubonero bw'omwana we bumumazeeko emyaka 5 ng'anyeenya omutwe wamu n'okugwa.
Ekirwadde yanolese buba kijja awulira nga ali wiiki alinga omuntu anywedde omwenge ng'atamidde nga mutwe tategeera suba musula buli wamu oba muliro oba wawona.
Okwesuulako ebyalo ebirala ebiwera mu Padde District we twasanze musajja mukulu ono agambibwa okuba nga naye alina ekirwadde kino. Mutabani we atubuulira nga bw'asanze kitaawe n'ebiwundu ebiwera ebiva ku bigo byagwa.
He began to roll and go inside. After rolling, he reached there near that door. He knocked his head to that door.
Embeera eno mu kitundu kino ekubaganyizza abantu empawa era nga bamu balowooza nti oba oli awo abo abagirina bakuze nayo okutuusa lwetandise okulaga obubonero.
In most cases, I see that it usually attacks the age of either age of 1 year to 5, around there.
Bano sibe bokka abakyasobeddwa n'abasawo bennyini bakyakaluubiriddwa okukkiriza nti buno bwe bulwadde bwe bumu obukosa abaana era ng'abamu babutankana n'ensimbu.
We sometimes don't consider them as not disease syndrome, but we treat them as epileptic cases because they never originated the same way. Some of them have been so long in their lifetime.
Because they have the biggest number of epilepsy, and then those are the issues which we are trying to investigate. In fact, even among the children who have presented as nodding disease, a sizable number is actually because of the traditional epileptic tendencies which we have isolated.
Wabula abasawo ng'ab'okuddwayo lino erya Okidi abalwadde abakulu bwe bajja gamba nga Agnes Odochi bamuwa eddagala eriweebwa abanyeenya emitwe era agamba nti limuweweeza.
Ku makya yamizza eddagala kati awulirako kalekaleko lwakubanga amizza eddagala naye eddagala waagwayo abeera bubi nnyo.
Embeera eno eyongera okulaga obwetaavu bw'okuzuula ekirwadde kino kwe kiva n'ebikulu ebikikwatako oba oliawo okutankana okw'ekika kino lwe kunaggwaawo. Irene Namyalo, NTV Akawuungeezi.
Webale nnyo Irene Namyalo. Mu kiseera kino katugendeko mu katale k'ensimbi.
Akatale k'ensimbi kakutuusibwako
URA, developing Uganda together.
All vehicles are required to revalidate their
This is NTV.
Ebyo bye bifudde mu katale k'ensimbi. Tugenda kuddamu tuwummulemu katono tovaawo komawo n'agava mu kisaawe ky'ebyemizannyo.
Fieldwork has been defined by different scholars. Some think it is an art.
These are the blood types that are in human beings. We have A.
When a chemical reaction
Fieldwork has been defined by different scholars. Some think it is an art.
These are the blood types that are in human beings. We have A.
When a chemical reaction takes place, it involves two things.
We are given a straight line that has been denoted by 2x minus y is equal to 6.
Kwene embeera y'abasajja bano
essuubi nga lyakuggwamu maama.
Bano abasajja bano abasajja abanaatera n'okujja kusigiriza ffe ekiro basituleko emiwumbo gy'emmere bagitwale.
Sogera byange kibanza bana bagamba nga bagamba ne bweyagala nkubulira ebyange jatugenda emyanzi.
Embeera y'abasajja bano
essuubi nga lyakuggwamu maama.
Bano abasajja abanaatera n'okujja kusigiriza ffe ekiro basituleko emiwumbo gy'emmere bagitwale.
Sogera byange kibanza bana bagamba nga bagamba ne bweyagala nkubulira ebyange jatugenda emyanzi.
Mpulira banyumya ababeera bakujerega waliko omusawo w'ekinnaasi. South Africa baba bakujerega ebituufu
baba banjerega.
Oyo mu fferera y'abasajja bano
essuubi nga lyakuggwamu maama.
Bano abasajja abanaatera n'okujja kusigiriza ffe ekiro basituleko emiwumbo gy'emmere bagitwale.
Sogera byange.
NTV Akawuungeezi n'amawulire agava mu kisaawe ky'ebyemizannyo. Ttiimu ya Uganda Cranes esenvudde ebifo 3 ku lukalala lwa ttiimu ezisinga okukyanga kapiira wano ku ssemazinga wa Africa. Uganda ebadde mu kifo kya 23 wabula nga kati mu nsengeke empya ey'ekibiina ekiddukanya omupiira mu nsi yonna ezze mu kifo kya 20 ate nga mu nsi yonna eri mu kya 85. Ivory Coast yesinga wano ku Africa ate nga mu nsi yonna ekwata kya 16. Ebyo bibadde biri bityo ekibiina ekiddukanya omuzannyo gw'omupiira wano mu ggwanga kifufa ne kitegeeza nti liigi si yakutandikirawo nga bwe kyali kisuubirwa. Liigi ebadde yakutandika nga 24 Agusto naye kati FIFA egamba nti yakutandika nga 25 mu Septemba. Kino kisobozese okukola ennongoosereza mu mateeka agafuga omuzannyo gw'omupiira mu ggwanga.
Express pass again. Will it come back? Goal number 3.
Twakirizaganya mu lukiiko lwe twatuulamu n'abakungu ba FIFA titwagala kulaba liigi ndala ejjudde buvuyo. tuseke tuteekewo amateeka liigi kwenetambulira. Era kati kyetukola akakiiko akateekebwawo akakakulibwa Mwami Kimuli ketwakkirizaganyako n'abakungu ba FIFA n'aba USL ne FUFA era nga kaliko abantu okuva mu USL 4 n'aba FUFA 3 ng'ennaku z'omwezi 31 omwezi ogw'omusanvu tusuubira nti olwo buli kimu kijja kuba kiwedde oluvannyuma balina okuyita annual general meeting. Mu annual general meeting eyo yerina okuyisa ye ttabamiruka wa FUFA agenda kutuuzibwa ng'ennaku z'omwezi 25 ogw'omunaana ku Pop-Up Memorial Center. Naye nga 24 ogw'omunaana tugenda kusooka n'ekyo tuyita extraordinary assembly. Ekintu ekikulu ekiri mu ttabamiruka ono kwe kwanjulira ttabamiruka enkyukakyuka eziteekeddwa mu ssemateeka.
This is NTV.
Akadde katuliridde empinga bwetyo NTV Akawuungeezi bwegenze tosubwa NTV mu lulimi Olungereza ku ssaawa 3. Ndi Hatima Nalugwa Sekaya paka olunaku olw'enkya sula bulungi weraba.
This is NTV.
Nakukola ntya mwami ekitanda byebuli nakugamba kisebo ekinakukyusa endowooza nakukola ntya mwami ekitanda byebuli nakugamba kisebo ekinakukyusa endowooza.
Once a Blue 3 member, now a solo artist, Cinderella Sanu is in her late 20s and was born and raised in Bale district in eastern Uganda to the late Mr. Muyonjo and Mrs. Angela Muyonjo on the 28th of August 1985. She has 4 sisters and 2 brothers. She started singing when she was 6 in church and in school.
Zino lave zembiri kozantama kusazewo mwami kando bato nakukola ntya mwami ekitanda byebuli nakugamba kisebo ekinakukyusa endowooza.
Once a Blue 3 member, now a solo artist, Cinderella Sanu is in her late 20s and was born and raised in Bale district in eastern Uganda to the late Mr. Muyonjo and Mrs. Angela Muyonjo on the 28th of August 1985. She has 4 sisters and 2 brothers. She started singing when she was 6 in church and in school.
Zino lave zembiri kozantama kusazewo mwami kando bato bajoli sichagaza kuyomba.
She, however, first came into the limelight in 2000 at the age of 15 after the Coca-Cola Popstar events where, together with Jackie and Lillian, they were given long-time music contracts. For a period of roughly 7 years, Cindy was part of the Blue 3, and during this time, the group achieved a lot, including Palm Awards, Kisima nominations, and MTV nominations.
Time alone, we tell everything I'm in. What we got is something we should live to tell. Baby, take my hand, let me through the trench. Meant for us to trip. So let me make a sweet, let me make
Cinderella Sanu, a Ugandan R&B dancehall singer and songwriter, is usually referred to as Cindy, which is her stage name. Her debut solo album, Ayocha Yocha, is still topping charts all over East Africa.
nakukola ntya mwami ekitanda
Once a Blue 3 member, now a solo artist, Cinderella Sanu is in her late 20s and was born and raised in Mbale district in eastern Uganda to the late Mr. Muyonjo and Mrs. Angela Muyonjo on the 28th of August 1985. She has 4 sisters and 2 brothers. She started singing when she was 6 in church and in school. She, however, first came into the limelight in 2000 at the age of 15 after the Coca-Cola Popstar events where, together with Jackie and Lillian, they were given long-time music contracts. For a period of roughly 7 years, Cindy was part of the Blue 3, and during this time, the group achieved a lot, including Palm Awards, Kisima nominations, and MTV nominations.
Time alone, we tell everything I'm in. What we got is something we should live to tell. Baby, take my hand, let me through the trench. Meant for us to trip. So let me make a sweet,
Cinderella Sanu, a Ugandan R&B dancehall singer and songwriter, is usually referred to as Cindy, which is her stage name. Her debut solo album, Ayocha Yocha, is still topping charts all over East Africa, with hits like Mbikoye and Nawewe, One and Only, Total Satisfaction, and now Party.
Hey, you give me total satisfaction. You give me total satisfaction.
Cindy has won 3 national awards for her solo work and other 3 awards as a member of Blue 3. As a young girl, Cindy never got a chance to sing in her school choir because she was tiny, so her musical talents were nurtured in church and at home by her mother. Cindy has performed on stage with Akon, Biniman, the King of Dancehall, and P-Square, recently being crowned the Diva of the Year.
Hey, hey, hey. Can you feel the heat? It's burning up.
This is NTV. This is NTV. This is NTV.
Born to Dorothy and Alex Achola on June the 3rd, 1987, our star profile today, Jocelyn Tracy Keko, grew up with a vision of becoming a force to reckon with in the music industry. Keko, whose name means early in the morning, is a Japadola Ugandan artist who comes from Tororo. Keko is the last born of 3 girls and schooled from Rockview Primary School, St. Noah and Maryhill High School before pursuing a Bachelor of Commerce at Makerere University. She's a Ugandan rapper who has taken over the music scene in Africa. Her rise to fame began in 2010 with the release of Fallen Heroes, which she appeared alongside other established Ugandan artists like Don MC, SP, Davis, and also the Mwamba Children Choir. Her breakthrough single,
just living it up.
Born to Dorothy and Alex Achola on June the 3rd, 1987, our star profile today, Jocelyn Tracy Keko, grew up with a vision of becoming a force to reckon with in the music industry. Keko, whose name means early in the morning, is a Japadola Ugandan artist who comes from Tororo. Keko is the last born of 3 girls and schooled from Rockview Primary School, St. Noah and Maryhill High School before pursuing a Bachelor of Commerce at Makerere University. She's a Ugandan rapper who has taken over the music scene in Africa. Her rise to fame began in 2010 with the release of Fallen Heroes, which she appeared alongside other established Ugandan artists like Don MC, SP, Davis, and also the Mwamba Children Choir. Her breakthrough single, How We Do It, took the Ugandan charts and MTV Africa by storm, making her an instant household name in East Africa. Keko has released singles such as Akelo, Black, Hey Hey, How We Do It, and Alwo. She has also featured in the Air, Shades, Go Green, Hustler's Night, Fallen Heroes, and Kwekunya Remix, and has scooped the Buzz Tinnies Award for Best Female and Best Upcoming Artist. She has performed at the annual Selam Festival in Ethiopia, Big Brother Africa 6, 2010 Palm Awards, Young Achievers Awards, World Music Day held at Alliance Francaise, Buzz Livers Rock, Uganda Youth Convention, and Forum for Women in Democracy, alongside hand-picked international artists from Uganda and around the world.
To shake if you want to, whatever, when we party go nuts if you want to. The drinks are plenty, the chicks are ready, the music sounds hot, DJ ride steady, and vamping no steady, girl groove no debating. This is mirror making in the club already. Got my feet 2-stepping and my palms all sweaty, so the only thing missing is a pouring confetti.
Much more has been said and written about Isaac Katumwa than any other instrumentalist in Uganda. Born and raised here, he has been dubbed the country's leading jazz artist, best saxophonist in East and Central Africa, arguably East Africa's best jazz artist, Uganda's Kenny G, and Uganda's sax wizard. The list is endless, but one thing's for sure, Isaac Katumwa is a living treasure on the East African music scene. Isaiah has a musical background of African traditional folk music, and for the past 20 years, he has developed a blend of sounds to express his East African identity, smooth jazz influence, and Christian passion. He has featured on various international media stations and has shared the stage with artists like Jonathan Butler, the late Miriam Makeba, Manu Dibango, Phil Driscoll, Alvin Slaughter, Vicky Yohi, and Oliver Mtukudzi. Isaiah has played for a wide range of audiences, including over 20 global heads of state. He has performed in the UK, Belgium, Holland, Paris, Rwanda, and Sierra Leone, to mention but a few. His concerts have been rated as excellent and have drawn crowds considered mammoth for his genre of music. Isaiah's prayer is to see lives changed through his inspirational story, his music, and God's grace. He has a passion to see young lives changed through his story and music. Isaiah is dedicated to inspiring untapped talent and potential in young East Africans, regardless of what field they choose. As a young boy, Isaiah taught himself how to play the saxophone and used his skill to see himself through school. This gave him the opportunity to meet and work with several leading artists in Uganda, musicians and producers who represent a wide range of genres. Isaiah is married to Sheila and the couple has been blessed with one son, Mitchell. You can catch Isaiah every Friday night on NTV on the Jazz with Isaiah show.
This is NTV.
Visual art is rapidly becoming a much wider phenomenon not only in Uganda but worldwide. Recently, MOOBS in conjunction with Baton Rouge organized an art exhibition. We hooked up with Serena, the conference manager, to enlighten us more about the exhibition.
Well, the American community, when they come to Africa, their key interest is in crafts, is in art and crafts. And when they come here, they see it as a way of promoting Ugandans and Africans. That is the best way they can do it. And so we invite the business community that is dealing in arts and crafts to be able to come here and exhibit their products. We arrange a one-to-one business community that has come from the States, so that through that they'll be able to form a linkage and see how can they penetrate the American market, or how can they be assisted on the other side to be able to penetrate the American market and sell, because that is their core interest. This is a consortium of business management and policy. This is core to the success of any business. And Makerere University Business School, that's what we teach. That's what we promote. We want to see how can business succeed, what are the challenges, what are the bottlenecks, and can we find a way forward. Linkage with the university, and the co-organizers of these conferences are from that university. So through that linkage with the Makerere University Business School, they agreed that we host this conference this year. The first one was in 1999. They've had 5 other conferences. They've been in South Africa, in Mozambique, in Senegal, in Ghana, and in Ethiopia. This is the 6th, and it is being held in Uganda.
Arts and performance go hand in hand, and as such there was a cultural troupe playing cultural music throughout the exhibition. Today on The Flare, we take you through ways to spend less but follow some of the current hot trends, especially if you have gained a few kilos lately. First, it's imperative to know what colors complement your skin tones. Use the lighter shades for tops and deeper shades for pants and skirts. By using this technique, you'll appear slimmer and attention will be drawn to your body. You can also get yourself a whole new look by simply buying a shirt or jacket in this season's new colors or styles and matching it with a pair of pants or a top from your existing wardrobe. You can also save money by taking a pair of pants, cutting and hemming them to a popular length, or you can simply dye your jeans to a popular color. There may be some clothing items in your wardrobe that will need to be replaced. When replacing such items, look for garments that are more classic. It is less expensive to add trendy shirts in popular colors than it is to replace a high-quality pair of pants or jeans. Clothing accessories like jewelry can update and add glamour to any outfit. You do not have to purchase an expensive piece of jewelry to look trendy. Expensive yet beautiful jewelry can be found in shops along the streets of Kampala and in the taxi parks. Adding a couple of skirts to your wardrobe is stylish, comfortable, and cool. Skirts are popular this year and you have the length according to your personal style. They can make women feel feminine, pretty, and are a nice change from pants. You can dress skirts them down for an outing. The most popular styles of shirts this season are camisole and cap sleeve made out of soft, stretchy material. And colors that are being worn are brown, coral, berry, cream, pink, peach, sky blue, lilac, yellow, and orange. While choosing shirts of various colors, note that orange, for example, will match only a small number of women's skin tones. Peach, on the other hand, may be a better choice for most women. Most colors can be worn by everyone if they are in the right shades and undertones. By putting various colors up to your face and moving. And remember, have your shoes match the color of your belt or handbag. Well, the season is here. Let's go shopping. The music you're hearing is of Western classical origin known as opera. In an opera, a story is expressed through drama, the voice, and musical instruments, and is often accompanied by ornate costumes and sets.
They say if you go to an opera and you don't like it the first time, you'll never like it.
We find the beginning of opera manifesting in the early 1500s with England, France, and of course Italy, each playing a leading role. This saw the rise of several prominent sopranos, tenors, and bass baritones of contemporary times.
First can be like a man, drinking is not a shame, vodka's drunk too. Yes, vodka's drunk too.
This dramatic art form soon spread to the entire world and more recently to Uganda. On the Art and Design show today, we feature Uganda's opera songbirds. They all are different personas with one commonality.
They carry one who
Well, I started doing music as a child. At the age of 9, I joined the Namirembe Cathedral Choir.
I've sung since my primary 3. You know these things.
As early as primary school, I took part in festivals, singing, dancing, stage, basically.
Professionally, that was like 6 years ago. Yeah, 6 years ago, that's when I started reading notes and really working on my voice.
I do sing tenor. So the tenor voice is a middle range. It's really actually a male soprano.
I tell you, neighbor, just watch neighbor, please your registry. Yet I have my daughters on you see in vain. Yet I have no
Me, I'm a baritone, so I really don't go so low and I don't go so high.
I contend that this boy without a penny asked me for my daughter's hand. It's not much that I can move.
The extraordinary beauty of tone as well as impressive aura and voice is as a result of varying degrees of inspiration and guidance received.
Baker, she has lovely breath control.
Pavarotti, Andrea Bocelli is a blind fellow and he has an amazing voice.
With astounding versatility, they command an impressive breadth of repertoire encompassing virtually every musical style.
Partiam bel mio da qui.
I play the piano and I'm learning how to play the violin. It's a hard instrument, but all you need is just learning how to pitch.
I do warm up my voice, and I do this at least an hour a day, so those are 7 hours a week. And then I drink lots of water, and milk is also good for the voice.
When the sun in the morning peeps over the hill and kisses the roses round my windowsill, then my heart fills with gladness when I hear the trill of the birds in the treetops and the mockingbird hymn. Tra-la-la, tweet-o-dee-dee-dee, it gives me
The exceptional artistry, magnetic stage presence, and have served to redefine the Ugandan voice category. However, Ben is quick to add that it does not come easy.
The thing of stage, the drama and singing, that is not so easy, because sometimes when you sit and clench your tummy, you're affecting the support. Yeah, so you have to really know what you're doing. You have to rehearse everything. Yeah, it just doesn't come just by a click or a blink of an eye. No, it doesn't.
The golden rule with singing is that if there is any sign of strain,
if you try notes and your voice goes hoarse, that means that you are doing it the wrong way.
If even once you've known the feeling of ardent love, its joy and pain.
With this diverse array of young talent in Uganda and infectious enthusiasm of classical music, the sky is truly the limit.
thanks to you guys. You're here. This is one of the ways that people are going to basically know about opera and that it is there, because some people just watch and, you know, say, oh, what is this? I want something funky.
Simba is the newest entrant onto Kampala's entertainment scene. The logo and theme design, architectural elements, lighting and bold graphics have been used to captivate. For the interior, a spacious, intimate gaming atmosphere has been created that takes the patrons' hassles away and helps them unwind. Palm trees, extensive wall mirrors and lighting have been used to create a soft, relaxing atmosphere perfect for gambling. Once here, teams will go head-to-head in challenges using slot machines and a variety of table games including poker, blackjack and roulette. The groups are split into 2 to 4 people each. Points and cash are earned by working as a team to master the slots trivia challenge, then the finer points of poker, blackjack, roulette and other table games. Recently, Casino Simba opened its doors to the people who love to take risks in life. And now brings you the highlights.
I'd like to congratulate Simba Casino, and I'm privileged to launch their beginning in Kampala.
DJ's Art and Design Show. Remember, the aim of art is to represent not the outward appearance of things, but rather their inward significance. Be part of us by sending us mail. Our address is artanddesign@ntvuganda.co.ug. Well, join us next week for more. And until then, do enjoy the rest of your
This is NTV.
On this edition of Rendezvous, we meet one of the coolest and amazing super shakers on the local music scene. And find out which top 5 videos rule this week's Rendezvous chart. In the life of a celebrity, it's always a goal to stand out in a crowd, to be recognized as possessing qualities that make you different from everybody else. A stage name is simply the beginning of an artist, as they christen themselves so as to put the icing on the cake. They seem to believe that their titles portray their individuality, after which they go out to perform that particular fit which seals their personality. For Fina Mugerwa, aka Masanyalaze, it all boils down to her first electric dance moves, which earned her that all-important title in showbiz. Fina has chosen to be different from your usual artist, but how different is she? Next, up close with Fina Mugerwa.
I started my primary section at Chameleon Primary School up to primary 7. Then O-level at St. Andrews, Kawala, my very village, from S1 up to S4. Then the HSC, I went to Springfield College, Kaongo. It's located at Mokono, Nachifoma, around there. Then, by that time, I just left school due to school fees, whatever. I didn't have some money, then I resorted to music.
Fina entered showbiz as a dancer with Diamonds Productions in 2004. She was barely there for a year before she decided to try out singing.
In 2005, and that's when, lucky enough, I had my biggest performance. I performed at the Palm Awards in 2005 with my one Masanyarazi song. And I created a very big impact on the audience, and that was the beginning of it.
By the end of 2005, she had recorded her first single, Masanyarazi, that brought her public acclaim. For Fina to be fit and able to pull those electrifying dance moves and keep hold of her audience, a routine at the gym coupled with a tantalizing dress code were crucial.
For those people who think that music, you get money there and then you won't manage, my dear. You have to look at your career, you have to like it first, then money will come second. By the time I came to music, there are very many people with good voices. They look nice. You have to look at that. So I sat down, I said, Fina, you're not so beautiful as other artists. You don't have a very good voice. What are you going to do in that field? I said, I have to get something different from other people. I thought of most of the female artists sing well. They sing standing, when people are feeling their voices. But for me, I said, I have to come up with something very big and crucial. I decided to dance. First, I had to come up with the fitness. I had to be fit. That meant I had to go to the gym for fitness. I went there, my dear. I came out when I was hot, and I'm doing it as I do.
She has so far released 3 singles, Masanyarazi, Kambalangire, and her latest album, Bampasudde. Fina has showcased her illustrious dance moves on stage in music videos like Lord Fred Sebata's Teriba Dogo and Bobby Wine's Bada. In May this year, Fina confirmed her status as an artist with another dancehall track entitled Bampasudde, which seems to be her favorite too.
Of course, I like the new track, Bampasudde, because I can express my thingy, my shaking so well. It's a dancehall song, so people can feel me well from there, and I trust them and they trust me. They can get what they want and I can get what I want from them. Cheers. I like it. You know, wherever I go to stage and the people say, yeah, she's the one, then I feel it. I feel that my dream has come true, and that's what I was aiming at. I was aiming at the people feeling me and me feeling them. So at least Bampasudde is very good.
Makes up for with her performances, especially the dance move. When it comes to dancing, Fina is arguably the coolest, hottest booty shaker on the local music scene. Few local artists would dare her on stage. Unlike other musicians, Fina has role models on both local and the international music scenes.
My role model in performance is Chameleon. The way he comes on stage, he catches up the fans. He's good. I like him. And that's what I wanted to do. I don't like people to go asking for drinks when I've come on stage. If a person hears that Fina is coming on stage, I want them to run closer. Mariam Ndagide feels what she thinks. She's so good.
Known as Uganda's Shakira, Fina frequently pulls off a repertoire of cheeky calypso and Shakira.
Is the best for me. In singing, in each and everything, she's so good. The way she performs, she's so good, my dear. I don't know what to say about her, but I like her so much. But I don't know whether she knows me. One time, she will know that I'm there. Trust Last year, 2006, I got the award for the new upcoming artist. And by then, I'm telling you, I was the hottest. I had to get it, my dear.
In spite of her grueling schedule as a musician, Fina is also pursuing studies.
I'm a fresher at MOBS, carrying on a Bachelor of Science in Marketing. And I hope to be a professional marketeer.
She want to tell me the body cause she know me ever. Body big so me left a very me miserable. A long time me I tell them it's irresistible. To love you girl is not a mistake and not questionable. To put a lighter in you is very imaginable. Baby and these not real expendable. Since it fire burn them, fire burn them, burn them, fire burn them, fire burn them, burn them, fire burn them, fire burn them. We know the hypocrites around, we tell them fire I go burn them. Fire burn them, fire burn them, burn them, fire burn them, fire burn them, burn them, fire burn them, fire burn them. We know the hypocrites around, we tell them fire I go burn them.
Story of my anger, sending me higher, higher to a level. This is a story of my anger, sending me higher, higher to a level.
That's right, baby.
When it has been such a dream, now it is reality.
That's right.
Many people could have thought that I would have given.
That's right, baby.
Now that I'm moving,
give it to them.
I will never give in. I will keep the fire burning till the Babylon them dead. Fire burning.
That's right.
Burning higher.
Take it to them.
Burning hotter. Hotter than young. Listen up. Tell them so.
Boy, you are looking so good. Girl from out of hood. Need more fire so you get them more. The satellite that she have to look maybe she should. So chichi man band up the good. Washington is not a dream but reality. That's it. Only you alone can quench me as a city. So tell me out the fire, tell me out the liberty. Sing, say, fire burn them, fire burn them, burn them, fire burn them, fire burn them, burn them, fire burn them, fire burn them. We know the hypocrites around, we tell them fire I go burn them. Fire burn them, fire burn them, burn them, fire burn them, fire burn them, burn them, fire burn them, fire burn them. We know the hypocrites around, we tell them fire I go burn them.
Story of my anger, sending me higher, higher to a level. Of my anger, sending me higher, higher to a level.
Fire burn them, fire burn them, burn them, fire burn them, fire burn them, burn them, fire burn them, fire burn them. We know the hypocrites around, we tell them fire I go burn them. Fire burn them, fire burn them, burn them, fire burn them, fire burn them, burn them, fire burn them, fire burn them. We know the hypocrites around, we tell them fire I go burn them.
Voy Records, yeah, alongside these nuts. Washington Selector, 2008, no games anymore. Remember that.
This is NTV.
So, when you see me on your screen, this is what you need to expect. Cons. And cons. We're giving them back to you to keep you safe. Now I'm telling you, this is Tricksters. last week on Tricksters. Kidnap or conflict? Which was it? A student had a ride for more than he had bargained. And too lazy to walk, a motorist's money went with the wind. Tonight on Tricksters, Edwin and Felix try out their skills in a city suburb. Coming up on the show, Edwin and Felix get into the hardware business.
I hope we'll get everything at a good price.
Certainly.
Get out the distance. And a lady tries to shop with dire results.
Madam, leka nkwatireko.
Bona bula nebintu byange.
Madam, leka nkwatireko banga.
Now, most successful people tell you that they've managed to get where they are through hard work and determination. Now, most conmen will also tell you that they've managed to get where they are, and it hasn't been easy. Whatever the time of day, the city streets are swarming with people going about their business. The traffic on the streets is so tight, for a moment you can wonder where all these people could be going. It's business as usual. For conmen, this is a rich field ready for the picking. But when the city streets fail, some conmen try their luck elsewhere. Edwin and Felix have located a suitable suburban hardware shop to stage a daring con.
Paint! Weather guard. Hello! Hello! Well stocked. Well stocked. Oh! Sir, how are you, sir?
Fine.
So we have come to buy building material.
Hey!
You see, we are renovating our hotel and restaurant in Muyenga.
Renovating? You'll find everything that you need here.
Okay.
Everything.
You have padlocks. You have padlocks. This is the right place.
He has even rollers. I hope we'll get everything at a good price.
Certainly.
Get out the list and give him. You see, we are having a hotel business in Jinja. Yeah, but so good.
Hey.
So we have decided to close it down and concentrate on the one in Kampala. Hey. Yes, we are doing business.
You see, business in Kampala is good.
Yeah, it is good.
So, what can I help you with?
We want 11 jerrycans of paint.
11 jerrycans?
Yeah, 11.
Or take them to weather guard.
Weather guard.
Yeah, we need weather guard a lot.
11 jerrycans.
Water pipe. 8
meters. 80.
8. Sandpaper.
Sandpaper.
2 rolls, 80 and 60.
Okay.
Ne wire mesh.
Okay.
Apati ne Simon mubatikire ko
mbamuyambeko balabala mugatta mutulabe. Mwemute.
Million emu. Nemitwala abiri. Zoka seven.
You are cheap. You are cheap. Now, Auntie Nagambi, I was from Ginger. And now the money we have is not enough. Yeah, and if you can give us your assistant, then we go with him to town and we give him all your money. Yeah. Yes, I have money.
And they put everything on the car.
Hey, what is
they put all the materials on the car.
What is the problem with that Auntie Nagambi? Ntitubadde Ginger. Kakati nga sente tezimala. Kakati jangu tugenda omwana, we give him all your money. All kitwala nti ate simanyi je olwataano tufiseeko ate doyidoyo yone.
Edwin is on tenterhooks. This is the crucial moment. Will he bite?
Okay. It's 1,200,000.
Yeah, 1.2.
You are cheap. No?
Okay.
Let Simon escort you.
Okay. It's nice doing business with you.
Thank you.
Okay, and we shall continue doing business with you.
Thank you.
Okay? Omwana katuzimu esente azo.
Thank you.
Well, mugire mutakaka bintu.
Simon aliwa. Simon jangu gende n'abambi bano.
Simon achenti.
Simoni. Joge n'abambi bano. Yangu ako. Yangu gende n'abambi bano. Odo okolaki? Yangu gende n'abambi abo. Bakuwa sente.
Now, have a seat here. Have a seat. I'm going to go and talk to the cashier to get your money. It is 1.2 million. Yeah, 1.2 million. And meanwhile, he'll give you soda as you are waiting. Okay? Hello. How are you? Yeah. You have soda?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Get me a soda, please.
Which soda can I get?
Fanta. Yeah, Fanta.
No, feel at home. Tula ulungi terera. Wano na wafi. Olaba. Tuguze paint to twagala kusiga nona this restaurant. Yaffe twagala kusiga tojiraba. Twagala kusiga wona. Tuna ne hotel gagaddi miyenga je twagala kusiga. That is the reason why of paint.
You see, the other guy there is our brother.
Yeah.
But he's sick. And we are moving around town.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so Bambi, he rests here a bit. Yes, as we are purchasing, then we shall come back and pick him.
All right, sir.
Okay? Yeah, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Kakati nkakweka soda hotel.
As time passes, Simon begins to panic. Why is counting the money taking so long?
Why?
Wanje?
Banani for benazina obalazewa.
Banani nichwo?
Abasajja babe benazina bo.
Oh, ogamba baganda bo. Bafulumye bagenda
baganda si baganda ba.
Nesi be banani nfo naffe tetubamanyi.
Oh my god.
Chichi.
Bazibi basazi sente zange. Zibadde nyingi na nyonya babuyambe.
Banange bafulumye bagenda bayisaawo tuko yinzo basanga. Obambi.
No sign of the men. No money. Simon's only option is to walk back to the shop. 10 long kilometers back to the shop. Where is Simon? What's going on?
Simon kulikayo. Bakwa descend.
This is not good news. So, once again, the conmen have pulled off their scam. They already had the upper hand before they even approached the hardware shop. The advantage was, Simon did not know that the restaurant had 2 entrances. And so, he waited patiently while the crooks had already flown.
What I tell you, it took a lot of effort to get the paint into the car. It also took a lot of effort to get the hardware store manager into the restaurant. It took a lot of effort to get the cashier duped. Whew. And it took a lot of effort to get away. I'm telling you, conning isn't easy. Now, as you can tell, I'm in a marketplace. Happens a lot in places like these. I think I'm even going to coin my own saying for them. Quick feet and a quick mind make the worst conmen. See how it works. Look at this.
The constant noise is ear-shattering. The porters scream at the top of their voices as they haul their luggage around, almost knocking you off your feet. And you can get pulled at from all sides as vendors try to capture your attention. So some people restrict this experience to once out of the market as fast as possible. As Florence approached the marketplace, she had the perfect plan to carry out this chore successfully. Or was it?
Madam, leka nkwatireko.
Bwona obula n'ebintu byange.
Edda madam, leka nkwatireko bambi. Madam, nze bampita Andrew. I am very strong and hardworking. Bano bonna abantu bamanyi wano.
Andrew, nze sikumanyi.
Edda madam, you will know me. Leka nkwatireko bambi. You know madam, I am an orphan. I go to school during the evening and during the day I am here looking for my school fees. Let me help you, Bambi. God will bless you if you help an orphan like me.
Okay, Andrew.
Florence has her strategy worked out.
Okay, you can put it here.
Yeah.
Let me open that bottle. Hey, okay. Wano. Waliwo akayimba k'emtyeno ojja kalaba. Wangu. Okay. Bye. Kulinze. Bye.
Banange, ono mwana alazeewa. Oh my God, katute ebintu byange bakatikalirira wa.
There's truth in the saying, even the best laid plans sometimes go wrong.
Ha, akana? Hanga sikalabye. Kakubye.
Kanzibe kagenzi n'ebintu byange.
Sorry, Bambi. You know many of these urchins are just bayaye. Instead of doing honest work, they just rob people. Oh, love you, Mnambi.
Today I will know him. Now I know him. But poor little orphan. That was a poor little thief.
To avert this problem, some shoppers actually ask the market vendors to identify a porter for them, and you can also get yourself a regular one.
Right, so after watching that, I can only come up with one saying. The bigger the load, the more the trouble. If you want more cons, this is what you simply need to do. Don't miss out next time. Now, if you've ever been conned before, let us know about it. Send us an email to tricksters@ntvuganda.co.ug and let us know how were you conned. Catch me next time. Ciao.
is a medium-sized, graceful antelope found in southern Africa to the northern limits of East Africa. In Uganda, they can only be found in Lake Mburo National Park. With its reddish-brown body, the impala is very similar to the kob, but are differentiated by the black strip which runs along the middle of the lower back to the tail. Their slender lioness-shaped horns are found only in males. The impala weighs up to 80 kilograms with a shoulder height of 75 to 95 centimeters or 2.5 to 3.5 feet. Unlike other antelopes, impalas have large brush-like tufts of long coarse black hair that cover a scent gland located just above the heel on each hind leg. Its remarkable lips are the most well-known feature of the impala's movement. Impalas inhabit grassland and woodland edges, usually very close by water. They feed on young shoots during the wet season and herbs and shrubs during the dry season and drink daily. The male impala are very territorial animals and fiercely guard their territory from challenging males through horn duels. They stand with erect posture, grab scent from face glands and make dung heaps to mark their territory. The females
Fresh round of protests.
4GC activists face off with police in Kawempe as they launch the new campaign.
It is Wednesday, the 4th of July, 2012, and you are right on time for NTV Tonight.
Tonight, For God and My Country activists, For God and My Country, 4GC announced a fresh round of campaigns and protests.
But the question is, have the protests had any positive impact? That forms part of our poll question tonight, so be sure to have your say.
Also tonight, the construction of the Hoima-Kaiso-Tonya Road begins bringing with it hopes for development in the oil-rich region in Hoima, but environmental concerns and compensation for locals in the region continue to lack.
A warm welcome to NTV Tonight. Stay with us over the next 50 minutes where we'll be unpacking all the day's developments, starting right now with the rest of the headlines.
Education crisis. National Headcount report reveals high absenteeism among teachers and funding shortages.
Also tonight, Uganda Wildlife Authority warns of devastation at national parks if oil companies do not adopt environmentally sound practices.
Danger lacks. Cracks on landslide prone Elgon stretches to 6 districts. A very good evening and thank you for joining us here on NTV Tonight. I am Faith Ariho.
And I am Gabriel Pen. Welcome to the program. Tonight, police moved in to block a rally by activist group For God and My Country in Kawempe, a Kampala suburb, as their members launched a fresh round of campaigns against what they say is laxity by government to respond to high food and fuel prices.
In an act of defiance, the group faced off with the police for an hour before finally giving in.
They plan to hold door-to-door campaigns starting with Kampala and Mbarara.
Activists from For God in My Country, 4GC, today launched a new campaign aimed at highlighting what they termed as the numerous problems that the ordinary Ugandans are facing, including high food and fuel prices. In the new campaign, the activists want to move door to door and reach out to the local population. And today, the starting point Kalere Playground, not far from Kawempe Police Station on Gayaza Road. but the Kampala Metropolitan Police Commander Andrew Kawesi had earlier written to the activists warning them not to hold any rally in the open space.
The police advises you to propose a more suitable venue, preferably a town hall, as this can be adequately policed.
It's not our duty to respect any constitutional pronouncements. In fact, one of our core objectives to defy. But if actually the police, for example, would like us to speak to the people from a place of their choice, we implore them to gather them, we shall go and speak to them.
So we are determined to go ahead, come what may.
Early morning, police deployed heavily on the grounds and waited for the activists to arrive, despite the afternoon heavy downpour. At around 4 p.m, the rain subsided, but the waiting activists who had parked their cars a few meters from the venue were advised by police not to open their doors.
You go to your office, you cause the commotion, we are going to arrest you.
What have I done to start threatening with an arrest? Can you arrest me because of getting out to board my car?
The law enforcement had become the face of the force during the walk-to-work protests. Omara came in and ordered Kawempe Town Mayor Munyagwa Mubarak and Matthias Mpuga to leave and address the people from their offices.
Hey, why don't you greet me? In your office.
But the guy is demanding police to arrest him.
Your unfairness goes to this level.
The Constitution of Uganda allows freedom of speech, assembly and association, but according to police, since the country is under terror threat, that enjoyment can be overseen by the police. But the opposition looks at this as an infringement, and they are only allowed to enjoy the right only in enclosed places to ensure the safety of the people who will gather in those places.
We want to condemn the attempt by the current regime to use terrorism as a scapegoat to undermine and deny the people of Uganda associational freedoms.
Knowing his right, Kawempe Town Mayor Munyagwa used the opportunity to talk to his electorate, perhaps for the last time in such a circumstance.
The mayor of Kawempe, Munyagwa Mubaraka, and he's stopping from talking right now.
After assessing the previous goals and achievements of the banned pressure group activists for Change A4C coordinator, said that government did not do much to fix most of the problems, which needed a unique intervention.
We intend to meet the younger people of this country who have swallowed deceit after deceit, lies after lies, to explain to them what it is that the government is planning or not planning for them.
The activists vowed to continue with the activities under two pressure group A4C and the new AGC, since they lodged a case challenging the decision of the Attorney General to ban all activities of the group.
Until the Constitutional Court pronounces itself on that matter.
According to this pressure group, after Kampala, they are heading to Western Uganda and the other regions. Sudil Biarhanga, NTV.
Well, in our NTV poll this evening, we would like to hear from you on this issue. So we are asking whether you support the resumption of protests by the Activists for Change group. Do you support the resumption of protests by the Activists for Change group?
To have your say, text 8778 followed by yes or no, as well as your name and where you're texting from, and we shall be reading some of your comments during tonight's newscast, as well as bringing you the final poll result for tonight.
The Ministry of Education has released the National Schools Headcount report for 2012, and its details, and they are telling. In a report of high level of absenteeism of teachers in government schools, and that the sector needs over 8 billion shillings to cover a shortfall in funding as increase in the number of students is registered. More Sucho reports.
Yes, I just wanted to find out if
it was early this year when the Ministry of Education and Sports came out to carry out the national headcount of the schools under universal secondary education, as question of ghost teachers and students as well as underfunding stressed the sector. Now the headcount reveals that the number of students for the universal secondary education has increased by at least 9% from 2011. This will require a total of 97 billion annually to cater for them.
The total annual budget requirement, therefore, is 3.9 billion.
But even with budget constraints, the ministry notes that amongst the top challenges is absenteeism of teachers.
The head teachers will be asked to explain this anomaly. Secondly, there are teachers on the government payroll in 165 private secondary schools. Given the big number involved, it is likely that these teachers just teach part-time in private schools but are on payrolls of government schools.
The headcount also reveals that the dropout rates and repetition are still high, standing at 9.9% due to lack of tracking mechanisms for transfer, poor academic performance and HIV/AIDS.
Okay, let us look at it.
Congestion too remains high, with a quarter of the 1,900 schools surveyed having more than 60 students per class. Meanwhile, the Ministry of Education is also considering guidelines to stop very young children from being put in boarding schools.
Taking a child of 3 years to a boarding school, and yet there are there are many early childhood centers, which are very many of them which are of day school. So what we are going to look into also is a matter of the responsibility of the part of the parents. Why take a minor of 3 years to stay at school? What will be the work of the parent? So it is something that we are also questioning as in the ministry.
Maurice Ochol, NTV.
Now, the construction of the Hoima-Kaiso-Tonya Road has finally started amidst concerns that hundreds of people who could be affected by the 92-kilometer road are yet to be compensated. The Vice President, Edward Sekondi, presided over the groundbreaking ceremony of the road that is particularly important to oil companies that are currently carrying exploration in the oil-rich area. The road is being constructed by a Turkish firm, Conmen Construction, at a cost of 314 billion shillings.
That they can go with the Vice President. Thank you very much. Okay.
Hoima-Kaiso-Tonya Road is of a very high economic value and significance because it connects Hoima town to the Albertine region where there is oil drilling and exploitation.
We were promised that we are going to be paid 30,000, 300,000, but not yet. But we have not yet been paid, even up to now.
So, are they going to break down this church?
The church also is going, because where they put their load reserve, almost the church is going.
Thank you.
I would like to give the assurance of my ministry and that of UNRWA that every project affected person shall be fully compensated.
Meanwhile, the Uganda Wildlife Authority is warning that tourism activities in the country, especially in the oil Albertine Graben, could be no more if the environmental concerns are not addressed by oil exploration and production companies. They told the Parliamentary Committee on Natural Resources this morning that Murchison Falls National Park, currently hosting 21 oil wells, among other wildlife reserves in the Albertine Graben, could be history if companies fail to mitigate the negative impacts on the wildlife. The committee had summoned both Uganda Wildlife Authority and the National Environmental Management Authority to hear their input into oil bills before Parliament.
The Uganda Wildlife Authority and the National Environment Management Authority estimates that 70% of the oil Albertine Graben is in the protected area of national parks and game reserves. It is the most important tourist destination in Uganda. It is estimated that the tourism sector contributes to over $800 million, approximately 2 trillion Uganda shillings, to the country's economy annually. But the environmental experts are warning that oil exploration in Albertine Graben could adversely affect the sector if companies do not adopt environmentally friendly technologies to drill the oil.
And once animals move from one area to another, or some of them impacted by the activities like heat or dust or some, they will definitely move, and that will have an impact. That means we must adjust to new tourism areas or divert and take away some of those tourism activities to another area. And the concern is very true that if you do not manage tourism well, you could as well lose those gains which you are making in foreign exchange earnings, besides the normal employment, livelihood projects and community improvement, yes.
They told a parliamentary committee on natural resources this morning that oil drilling is a sensitive activity to wildlife, resulting from vibrations especially to elephants. The vibration also interferes with animal breeding patterns like co-breaking grounds, animal migration routes, habitats, and the killing of wildlife resulting from hydrocarbon compounds and chemicals used during oil drilling. Uganda Wildlife Authority experts say government must force oil companies to use environmentally friendly technologies to allow coexistence of both oil activities and the wildlife. For instance, Makshon Falls National Park, one of the largest, is located in the protected area with 21 oil wells. Other areas include Rwenzori Mountains, Bwindi Impenetrable National Park, Queen Elizabeth National Park, Kibale National Park and Semiriki, among others, are all in the Albertine Graben.
We have fears that when the actual production starts, we might lose some of the animals. We need to retain these hippos, the elephants, the buffaloes.
Yes, if we don't handle the operations properly, for sure, Maxon Falls will not be there tomorrow.
Stand your ground, let us know, we will support you.
We shall always do that.
Yes, don't die under the pressure of doing wrong things.
Uganda Wildlife Authority needs 4 billion shillings, while NEMA needs 80 billion shillings to oversee the activities of oil exploration and production. Jingo Francis, NTV Parliament.
Environment experts at the Uganda Wildlife Authority have revealed the cracks on Mount Elgon have more than doubled from an earlier estimated distance of 40 kilometers to about 80 kilometers now, posing a major threat to the region according to a recent study. The environmentalists say the cracks now cover all districts around the Mount Elgon region. The experts say if the rains continue, more landslides are expected. Michael Baleke reports.
Early this year, Uganda Wildlife Authority warned of a developing crack along the Mount Elgon slopes that was running for about 40 kilometers to areas in Kapchorwa. But the new report reveals that the crack is now covering all districts of the Mount Elgon region.
Mount Elgon has cracked. This crack has been seen from Sono to Benet. We are trying to see whether there is a crack in Buko so that we know that the mountain is finished. We started by observing 40 kilometers, now it is over 80 kilometers of a big crack. And this crack, surprisingly, has come down to the local communities where they stay, and partly in a national park where the communities have degraded and cleared the vegetation.
The report carried out by the Mount Elgon National Park attributes the increase in the cracks to a recent influx of people encroaching on the national park, clearing the tree cover, which has also resulted into the drying up of rivers and streams, leaving the soils to sit on bare rock.
Even here in Mount Elgon, you have the rich using the poor people, paying them some little money to go and fight rangers, to go and cut trees, to go and grow crops. And these guys grow crops in acres and acres. When I came here in 2009, the 4 kilometer stretch. And the harvesting, you see people with donkeys, with sophisticated means of harvesting the crop, which a poor person cannot have. So the wildlife crimes are now being committed by well-to-do people.
Park officials warn that if the tree cover is not replaced and the people ordered to vacate the park, more landslides are likely to occur in the areas around the mountain.
But the major cause of all this has been human population pressure on a fragile ecosystem, which is a volcanic and volcanic soils. We are talking of ash, which is sitting on a parent rock. So if it rains so much, the trees have been cleared, you get these cracks and landslides have to come in.
The report also reveals that rampant landslides in the region are also affecting the tourism sector. The national park has already registered a significant number of cancellations from tourists who had planned trips to the area.
Well, here's some of what is coming up when we return from this break on NTV Tonight.
No longer at ease, questions linger as adults show symptoms of nodding disease.
And on NTV Connect this week, Soroti District, where almost everybody is wearing khaki. NTV Tonight continues after the short break. See you shortly.
You see that plane over there?
This is NTV.
Much more has been said and written about Isaac Katumwa than any other instrumentalist in Uganda. Born and raised here, he has been dubbed the country's leading jazz artist, best saxophonist in East and Central Africa, arguably East Africa's best jazz artist, Uganda's Kenny G, and Uganda's sax wizard. The list is endless, but one thing's for sure, Isaac Katumwa is a living treasure on the East African music scene. Isaiah has a musical background of African traditional folk music, and for the past 20 years, he has developed a blend of sounds to express his East African identity, smooth jazz influence, and Christian passion. He has featured on various international media stations and has shared the stage with artists like Jonathan Butler, the late Miriam Makeba, Manu Dibango, Phil Driscoll, Alvin Slaughter, Vicky Yohi, and Oliver Mtukudzi. Isaiah has played for a wide range of audiences, including over 20 global heads of state. He has performed in the UK, Belgium, Holland, Paris, Rwanda, and Sierra Leone, to mention but a few. His concerts have been rated as excellent and have drawn crowds considered mammoth for his genre of music. Isaiah's prayer is to see lives changed through his inspirational story, his music, and God's grace. He has a passion to see young lives changed through his story and music. Isaiah is dedicated to inspiring untapped talent and potential in young East Africans, regardless of what field they choose.
Welcome back. We start with a reminder of our NTV poll question for tonight and some of your responses. We asked, do you support the resumption of protests by the Activists for Change group? I'll say that again. Are you in support of the resumption of protests by the Activists for Change?
To have your say, text 8778, then yes or no, and followed by your name and where you're texting from. Let's now take a look at some of your comments so far.
Well, Lawrence Kayanja, you say they should come up with a new strategy because this one has failed.
And Hussein Kauki here says they should because it's their right. It's their right. Let the police give them security, then there won't be any chaos.
Okay, there stands the tentative poll results so far. 45% of our respondents are saying yes, you're in agreement with the A4C resumption of their campaigns, while 55% of you disagree.
Well, stay tuned as we shall be bringing you more comments and tonight's final poll result at the tail end of tonight's newscast.
Okay. Moving on now, over the past 2 months, there has been heated disagreement over the fact that nodding syndrome, which is best known which is best known to affect young children between the ages of 2 to 15 years, is now affecting the adults.
Little wonder members of parliament from the northern region are already demanding for the accountability of 400 million shillings from the Ministry of Health, meant for research about the disease that has since then puzzled both local and international medics.
Well, the Health Ministry and some other health officials insist that it could be epilepsy or a symptom of river blindness, which are rather rampant in northern Uganda.
Most people in the affected districts are now panic-stricken over fears that adults too are vulnerable to nodding disease.
In most cases, I see that it usually attacks the age of either 1 year to 5.
However, those with similar symptoms to nodding disease such as seizures are convinced that they have the nodding syndrome. After seeing his village mate, 35-year-old Agnes Adoch, exhibit these signs, this gentleman is now thinking otherwise. Agnes Adoch is a mother of 4. Looking at her, she's a picture of perfect health. Zooming in a little to her daughter, you'd think the daughter has nodding disease. But that is not the case. It is actually Agnes who has nodding syndrome, a disease which has been known to affect children. Agnes says for the past 5 years she has had nodding disease-like symptoms.
The girl cook the food. When they bring the food, they say that you eat, and then he start nodding. He said like this, but this aunt cannot get the food.
In the neighboring district Kitgum in Okidi Parish, we spoke to one man's son who says his father has signs of the nodding syndrome too.
He began to roll and go inside. After rolling, he reached there near that door. He knocked his head.
There is one question, however, which we do not stop getting asked.
May I know more about that one? How? Is it a contagious disease?
Though most people fear that the disease is contagious, the State Minister for Health, Richard Nduhura, thinks otherwise.
This is not an infectious disease.
For this mother, this is no assurance. She worries that the disease which has affected her and our oldest 17-year-old son might also affect her 3 younger children. But it is not only the residents questioning this development. Health experts have different opinions about adult contraction.
It is possible, but there are many other mental diseases in that area because they have the biggest number of epilepsy. And then those are the issues which we are trying to investigate.
We treat them as epileptic cases because they never originated the same way. Some of them have been so long in their lifetime.
But we've seen in nodding diseases, the main trigger factors mainly are when they see the food, they can convulse. When maybe the weather is cold, they can convulse, and those things. So the others we are seeing, they are presenting with similar problems. So that's why we are saying possibly they could also be having nodding disease.
Though Agnes and other adults doubt their status, they still come to this health center for nodding syndrome drugs to be able to tame the disease. But why question if adults have it? The children are growing with the disease into adulthood. This situation draws urgency for the need to find out what exactly causes and cures nodding syndrome. Florence Nalimba, NTV.
Well, the prevalence of HIV and AIDS among youth in Uganda has gone up. Well, the youth MPs in Parliament are not standing by. They held a media briefing today and announced plans that they have to address the issue. Let's have a look.
The number of people infected with HIV/AIDS in Uganda has risen from 1.8 million to 2.3 million people today. As if this is not bad enough, 6.7% of Ugandan adults aged between 15 to 49 years are HIV positive. So, following on from these figures released by the Ministry of Health last week, youth MPs announced today at a media conference that they have joined the struggle to fight the high infection rates among young people.
We are going to go to churches, schools, mosques, and we're starting with the mosque service tomorrow.
The legislators said it is time stakeholders stopped mincing words while dealing with the situation and instead addressed the issue head-on.
Yes, you can talk about abstinence, being faithful, but I'm very sure that this works. And we know each other as young people. And this shouldn't scare away our colleagues in churches and mosques. You welcome us on Sunday. We are going to Watoto.
Female National Youth MP Monica Moding attributed the high prevalence rates not only to the lack of sensitization, but also to the abandonment of the promotion of abstinence within the ABC campaign.
think that having one partner at a time is very important. And that is how God created it. It is very, very important. And we cannot say that this, or men or women, sometimes they say that men are, like the Bagandas say, omusajja alina okusajjalata. I want to attack the men in that perspective. We, women and men, are equal, and therefore we have similar emotions.
We must bring issues of preaching about condom use and being faithful. Let's face facts.
I would like to encourage female youth also to have condoms, yes, in your bags, but also we want to be able to access the other one which we can control. The female condom in this country, I as a person, I don't even know how it looks.
Soroti district, located in the eastern Uganda, is well known for rearing turkeys. The bird has not only become a major source of income for the residents, but also a delicacy for those who choose to have it as a meal on Christmas. And for those who rear the turkey for income-generating purposes, they are experiencing a major improvement in their livelihood.
Beautifully laid out on this expanse of land stretching up to the airfield, the area view reveals the architectural plan of Soroti town. The booming economy of this town relies on the hard work from farmers in this region. In this homestead, you are welcomed by the sound of birds that have turned this tree into their home. However, despite the beauty they add to this homestead, they have brought another burden to the owners, who are always collecting grass droppings from their nests. That is another question. But besides these birds, there is another important bird in the backyard called the turkey. A mere glance of someone carrying food, they rush to take their portion. The numbers are increasing every month.
You have to keep them in a warm place so that these young ones just grow well. You don't allow them to come out, mostly in the morning.
Turkey rearing is one of the major economic activities that has brought good returns to the farmers.
I sold about 8 of them, these young ones, but I'm not left with the 2. I sold them at Saturday, a pair.
To sell their turkeys, the farmers target market days which revolve within Teso sub-region. And at Arapai market, turkey farmers trim in big numbers to sell off their birds.
I used to sell them during school. If the students are supposed to come, go back for holidays, so I used to sell them in order to get money.
Each turkey is sold between 30 to 50,000 shillings, and from this proceed, he has money to provide the basic needs for his family. Hilary Isiga, NTV.
Okay, it's time now for NTV Business, and Malcolm Musime is here to bring us that. Good evening, Malcolm.
Good evening to you, Gabriel and Faith. Thank you very much. Coming up in business, we'll find out what the private sector foundation is doing. They have set up a fund to help people who are unable to access health services. That and more is coming up at NTV Business, so we're going for a break. Don't go away. Much and more is coming up.
When you see a desperate crop of younger people, the future spells desperation. And we cannot afford the luxury of simply keeping aloof.
It's time you got double.
mu muliro nezikiza omuliro bayimba ebitaliyo n'ennyimba ebiriyo bwe kuba munene nse munene asingayo.
Jose Chameleon, whose real names are Joseph Mayanja, is one of Uganda's all-time major artists. His music is enjoyed by people of all ages. People who don't understand the meaning of the words in his songs tend to know most, if not all, of the lyrics. Chameleon went to Nakasera Primary School in Kampala and then headed on to Kawempe Muslim School for his O-level and later finished at Progressive Secondary School. He started his road to fame while in Kawempe. It all started when he entered a Write the School Anthem competition, which he immediately won. Chameleon's talent was then recognized and he soon started singing and performing in small local clubs as an MC. He regularly sang some of his own songs, but they were never properly recognized because they were not recorded yet. Because Chameleon was a good MC, he proceeded to Burundi where he was on high demand. He then decided to come back to his home country, Uganda, so he could follow up on his dream.
Good evening, I'm Malcolm Simba and you're welcome to NTV Business. First tonight, a new team to run the affairs of the International Telecommunications Satellite Organization has been voted into office, allaying earlier fears of the possible dissolution of the global satellite regulator on recommendations of mainly developed countries. Uganda Communications Commission Executive Director Godfrey Mtabazi notes that the new team to be chaired by the ICT Minister Dr. Hakana Rugunda will help to protect the interests of developing countries when dealing with the mainly large satellite service providers. We have details in the following report.
The initial agreement that put ITSO in place was supposed to expire about this time. And if it had expired, the condition was that it has to be renewed. Now, some countries, powerful countries abroad, in European and other developed countries, were opposed to the continuation of ITSO. The idea was that they should abandon ITSO and Intelsat continues as a private company managing its own business as a private entity. And for us, we are saying that no, we have got a big stake as third world countries and also as a landlocked country.
At the ongoing International Telecommunications Satellite Organization Assembly currently going on in Kampala, the developed countries, mainly the United States and the UK, were rooting for the dissolution of ITSO, the regulator of the industry, in favor of a free market dispensation. Uganda Communications Commission, however, notes that the decision to retain a satellite communication regulator was embedded in the growing significance of satellite communication, especially in the fairly technologically weak developing countries whose interests need protection.
First of all, in Uganda, being a landlocked country, satellite is a primary communication platform. I know fiber optic has come on board these days, which has reduced the cost of communication considerably by, say, 40, some cases 50%. However, for Uganda case, we are very vulnerable because these cables are subject to vandalization, cuts, so on and so forth. But when we go to satellite, we are permanently lit, we are always wired. And of course, we depend on satellite as a primary supply of our communication services, but also as a backup when the fiber cable is operational.
Another Ugandan member elected on the new ITSO team is Patrick Masambu, who takes over as the Deputy Director General of the body. A development many view as a win for Uganda and Africa in the satellite communication realm.
Now, still in business, the Private Sector Foundation is setting up a fund to support Ugandans who are unable to access health services. The move comes at a time when there remains a wide funding gap towards public health delivery, estimated at under %, depriving millions of affordable health care in private entities. Raina Oljun reports.
Many Ugandans, especially the workforce, remain out of core health cover provided by corporate entities, an issue that has now become of concern to employers, mainly in the private sector, who look at it as a threat to the productivity of the country's labor force. In order to bridge that gap, the private sector is coming up with a fund where different players will pool resources to extend health services to the uncovered of the population.
Because you find that the population of Uganda is 34 million and very few of those can access health facilities. So the greater, the bigger the fund, then the more we reach out on the health issues and health services.
Relatedly, health service providers are also rooting for government support to bolster their capacity to offer specialized treatment currently sought out of the country, such as health transplants and kidney challenges.
But in Uganda, we put money into a system, and then you find there's no health workers, you know, in the peripheral areas and so on. In the high-level services, again, you have a need for service delivery, like in things like renal dialysis, transplants, and so on. And where we need, there, a lot of these people are going out to India. We can stop them going out to India by bringing the Indians here, by training, by sending our own people out for training and putting the facilities here. And then again, you must get the government putting in something by which people can afford to pay for the dialysis or these complex treatments.
In the absence of a national social health insurance scheme, the private sector now appears convinced that the public-private partnership arrangements should go a long way in bridging the gap in health service provision to all. Reina Ojen, NTV Business.
Now, in the financial markets, the shilling has continued to trend in a narrow range against the dollar, helped in part by an improvement in the greenback inflows. We have more in the financial market report.
Financial report is brought to you by URA, developing Uganda together.
All vehicles are required to revalidate their registration using our new online module and get a new logbook. All newly imported vehicles will also be registered online using this new online module. Get out of the line and get online.
And that's NTV Business. I'll be taking you back to Gabriel and Faith. Thank you for watching.
Thank you, Malcolm.
Thank you, Malcolm.
Now, Joel Kamadi joins us to take us through sport. Good evening, Joel.
Good evening, and thank you, Faith and Gabriel. Now, the Uganda Super League will not kick off next month, as announced by its managers, who are FIFA, and they say that they're sabotaging the ongoing process of amending constitutions to ensure smooth running of the 2012-2013 Premier League. But the big news coming from London is that Robert Van Persie could be on his way out of Arsenal after refusing to sign a new contract. I'll be giving you more than that on NTV Sport up next.
Some of the most magnificent structures in Uganda have been built using Hima cement. When Uganda needed the strongest cement, we delivered. When Uganda needed the most durable cement, we delivered. When Uganda needed a variety of products for specific projects, we delivered. And when Uganda...
Umuriro nenzikiza umuriro bayimbe bitaliyo ninyimba ebiriyo bekuba kuba munene nsemunene asingayo
Jose Chameleon, whose real names are Joseph Mayanja, is one of Uganda's all-time major artists. His music is enjoyed by people of all ages. People who don't understand the meaning of the words in his songs tend to know most, if not all, of the lyrics. Chameleon went to Nakasero Primary School in Kampala and then headed on to Kawempe Muslim School for his O-level and later finished at Progressive Secondary School. He started his road to fame while in Kawempe. It all started when he entered a Write the School Anthem competition, which he immediately won. Chameleon's talent was then recognized and he soon started singing and performing in small local clubs as an MC. He regularly sang some of his own songs, but they were never properly recognized because they were not recorded.
Good evening, I'm Joel Kamadi and welcome to NTV Sport. Kenyan professional boxer Patrick Amote arrived in Uganda this morning ahead of his non-title heavyweight fight against Uganda's newly turned professional fighter Zebra Senyange. Senyange will be taking on Amote this Friday at the Garden City rooftop.
Kenya's Patrick Amote arrived this morning in the company of his colleague James Ololo and their coach ahead of Friday's non-title professional bout in Kampala. The experienced Amote will be taking on first-timer and former Uganda amateur national team captain Zebra Senyange in a 6-round bout. Senyange, who turned professional last month, believes his inexperience will not stop him from beating his senior opponent.
You have seen me, I've been out in England, I've boxed a lot of people in there, and I'm doing it. I am a real fighter, and I promise you all, I will not put down the Uganda name. Uganda is #1.
Among other undercard bouts, Kenneth Odeke will take on Kenya's James Ololo, before Charles Kakande and Robert Kamia tussle out in the national title contest.
Now, Uganda Super League will not kick off next month as announced by its managers, whom the National Football Governing Body FIFA officials say are sabotaging the ongoing process of amending constitutions to ensure a smooth running of the 2012-2013 Premier League. The league is scheduled to start on the 24th of August but the fixture released by FIFA insists the kickoff will take off on 25th of September.
USL to have the league start on 24th of August is totally impossible. They will have to wait until September 25th because the process to put clear the USL statute is ongoing. When we had the meeting here with the FIFA officials, we agreed that the season should not start until we have the statutes in place. We expect them by 6th of July. That committee is going to send the first draft of the USL statute to FIFA. Then on 12th of July, we expect FIFA to send back the copy back to FIFA with their input.
Now, Uganda's position in the FIFA World Rankings has improved from 94th to 85th following the impressive performance in the Nations and the FIFA World Cup qualifiers last month. Spain are atop the rankings ahead of Germany, Uruguay and England in second, third and fourth places respectively. Brazil are 11th while Uganda are 85th. Cote d'Ivoire, Ghana, Algeria, Libya, Mali and Nigeria are among the best placed countries in Africa before Uganda. Kenya and Rwanda are tied in 125th, 2 places ahead of Tanzania at 127th. Uganda Cranes last month held Angola and Senegal to a 1-1 draw away in Luanda and in Kampala, both games of the 2014 FIFA World Cup qualifiers. They went on to make a very impressive show against Congo-Brazzaville in the return leg of the 2013 Africa Cup of Nations knockout stage, overturning a 3-1 result with a 4-0 victory in Kampala to advance to the final stages of the qualifiers. These performances were key to Uganda's improvement rating in the world of football. Now, the Kampala junior football team seek to perform beyond the quarterfinals of the Gothia Cup when the youngsters kick off their campaign to win the championship next week. The 2011 Airtel Rising Stars defending champions were flagged off this morning by Sports Minister Charles Bakabolindi before heading to Sweden and Norway.
State Minister for Sports Charles Bakabolindi flagged off 2 Kampala junior teams to Europe to participate in the Gothia Cup in Denmark and the Norway Cup in Norway. The Airtel Rising Stars national champions for the year 2011 have been undergoing intensive training at Old Kampala ahead of the 2 European tournaments featuring junior teams from all over the world. Despite their quarter-final loss in last year's Gothia Cup, coach Joseph Mutiaba and his captain Tendo Kaima are upbeat ahead of this year's tournament.
The team is well prepared.
according to the way we've been training, and the sponsors who have supported us, they have provided us with equipment and refreshments, so we've trained very well.
I hope to achieve a lot, like getting exposed and becoming one of the best players, like the Messi, Ronaldinho, or Cristiano Ronaldo, and the way we've been trained. It won't be a big challenge because we've got the skills, we've got what it takes. I know we can make it to be victorious.
The team leaves Uganda in 2 groups. Sam Poza, NTV Sport.
Now finally, Arsenal striker Robin van Persie has announced that he will not be signing a new deal at the club. And in tennis, Roger Federer earned a record 32nd Grand Slam semi-final berth and moved closer to a record-tying 7th Wimbledon title when he beat Mikhail Eugenie 6-1, 6-2, 6-2. Robin van Persie could be on his way out of Arsenal after refusing to sign a new contract. In a statement on his official website, the Dutch striker revealed he will not extend his deal beyond when it expires next summer. It has put Manchester City on red alert as they attempt to lure him to the Etihad Stadium. City will now prepare their bid to price him away. Van Persie has been Roberto Mancini's top target ever since they lifted the Barclays Premier League title. Juventus are also interested, while Barcelona and Real Madrid could still make a move. Van Persie is the latest big player to quit Arsenal in a quest for trophies, following the footsteps of Cesc Fabregas, Samir Nasri, Gaël Clichy and Thierry Henry.
Van Persie's timed his run to perfection, and what a finish! Is a beauty from Robin van Persie!
Oh, it certainly was. Some with a fabulous chip ball over the top. This man is insane.
In tennis, Roger Federer had Mikhail Eugenie in such knots as he breezed through to a Wimbledon semi-final appointment with Novak Djokovic that the Russian turned to the royal box for help. 6-time champion Federer coasted to a 6-1, 6-2, 6-2 victory against a player he has never lost to. This was their 14th career match, and there was never any doubt the outcome would be a familiar one.
Are you ready to drink at the table of men?
And that winds up NTV Sport for tonight. Back to you, Faith and Gabriel.
Thank you, Joel.
Thank you, Joel. Kamadi. It's now time to have a look at tomorrow's weather prospects. Okay, let's now take you back to tonight's NTV poll, and we asked you, do you support the resumption of protests by the Activists for Change group? Well, the final poll result is out. 44% of our respondents tonight are saying yes, while 56% of those who commented today say no.
Well, we thank you so much for all your comments tonight. Let's now sample some of them.
Well, Joseph Opio, you say no, they do not have any valid reason for protesting, since problems like unemployment and inflation that Ugandans are facing are the same world over. Let them use more civilized and peaceful means of gaining support of the populace.
And Okun Chalsia says no, the activities of these activists are extreme and unorderly, and they should be stopped.
Okay, Osef Kai, you say yes, if their protests are geared towards getting the constitutional square back from the police.
And Jose Amoria simply said yes, unless their case is answered rightly.
Okay, thank you so much for all of your comments tonight. We appreciate your participation, and please keep sending in your comments in our NTV poll questions.
Well, we thank you so much for watching NTV Tonight. I am Faith Ariho.
I'm Gabriel Apeno. Thanks for watching and have a good night. Bye-bye.
much more has been said and written about Isaiah Katumwa than any other instrumentalist in Uganda. Born and raised here, he has been dubbed the country's leading jazz artist, best saxophonist in East and Central Africa, arguably East Africa's best jazz artist, Uganda's Kenny G, and Uganda's sax wizard. The list is endless, but one thing's for sure, Isaiah Katumwa is a living treasure on the East African music scene. Isaiah has a musical background of African traditional folk music, and for the past 20 years, he has developed a blend of sounds to express his East African identity, smooth jazz influence, and Christian passion. He has featured on various international media stations and has shared the stage with artists like Jonathan Butler, the late Miriam Makeba, Manu Dibango, Phil Driscoll, Alvin Slaughter, Vicky Yohi, and Oliver Mtukudzi. Isaiah has played for a wide range of audiences, including over 20 global heads of state. He has performed in the UK, Belgium, Holland, Paris, Rwanda, and Sierra Leone, to mention but a few. His concerts have been rated as excellent and have drawn crowds considered mammoth for his genre of music. Isaiah's prayer is to see lives changed through his inspirational story, his music, and God's grace. He has a passion to see young lives changed through his story and music. Isaiah is dedicated to inspiring untapped talent and potential in young East Africans, regardless of what field they choose. As a young boy, Isaiah taught himself how to play the saxophone and used his skill to see himself through school. This gave him the opportunity to meet and work with several leading artists in Uganda, musicians and producers who represent a wide range of genres. Isaiah is married to Sheila and the couple has been blessed with one son, Mitchell. You can catch Isaiah every Friday night on NTV on the Jazz with Isaiah show.